Black Lives Matter Los Angeles and other protesters claimed in federal court Friday that the Los Angeles Police Department has failed completely to hold officers accountable for excessive force and other abuses during 2020's mass demonstrations. Attorneys for the protesters made the claim in an amended complaint filed in their sweeping class action lawsuit against the city, alleging the LAPD has failed to investigate serious cases of excessive force that have been documented by others, and unjustly ruled in favor of officers in cases it has reviewed. While the LAPD announced the intention to hold every officer accountable for their actions, the protesters' attorneys wrote, a year later, the LAPD has failed completely. The LAPD arrested thousands of people and cleared crowds with batons and hard foam projectiles in late May and early June, as protesters gathered in the tens of thousands to decry the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis and other police force in LA and around the country. The unrest at times spiraled out of control, with stores being burglarized and set on fire. Police said they were restoring order, protesters said they instigated trouble. The demonstrators' lawsuit alleges that the city and LAPD command staff, including LAPD Chief Michel Moore, were complicit in and should be liable for abuses committed by officers that left protesters badly wounded and subject to inhumane detentions. With their amended complaint, they argue a lack of punishment for the responsible officers further proves such complicity. The case is far from settled, but a finding of liability on the city's part could result in taxpayers having to pay out millions of dollars to injured demonstrators and others who had their rights violated. Past lawsuits over protest abuses have resulted in such payouts. Captain Stacy Spell, an LAPD spokesman, said the department could not comment on the pending litigation or the claims therein, but urged the litigants to bring any allegations of excessive force that they feel haven't been addressed by the LAPD directly to the department's attention. We cannot assess it if it hasn't been identified, Spell said. The department has previously defended its efforts to thoroughly investigate claims of officer misconduct, saying it devoted an entire team of internal affairs detectives to investigate hundreds of complaints and find answers. It also has acknowledged that few officers have been disciplined as a result. Cited in the protesters' amended complaint is a report the LAPD submitted to the Civilian Police Commission in April acknowledging that internal affairs investigators had ruled on the side of officers in most protest cases.